What is up, Starseeds? It's Sid, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about the hybrid children. So, if you're unfamiliar with this, welcome to my channel. I used to talk about it back in the day, like 6 years ago. It was the 5th video I made on YouTube was about children, this program that bred these children who are part human and part something else, extraterrestrial if you want to call it that, okay? Part Grey Zeta, part reptilian, part Pleiadian, like there's multiple different races involved in this, and I don't want to get hung up on the specifics in this video, or in general anymore, although I do still agree with it. I'm trying to take a step back from like the set expectations of it and the set like so-called facts of it, even though I did just clarify with my rods a few things and they do seem to remain facts. So I'm just going to tell you guys how I'm feeling about it. Why haven't I talked about the hybrid kids much lately? Why did I used to say at the end of every video, love and light, and the hybrid children are coming soon? The reason why I stopped that is because it just seemed better to say peace out, okay? It seemed less weird, more simple. It's kind of like when you say good morning to people when you want to be like, grand rising, because like that doesn't sound natural. Like I try to stick to something like rise and shine or something like that, because that's still good, but it still sounds natural. It's not this like unnatural thing that you're trying to force upon yourself, like what grand rising feels like to me. Although some mornings I wake up and I'm like, grand rising, and it does just seem right. But like to normies, rise and shine is, wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. It's like, it's better than good morning. But a lot of the times it's just easier to say that and the intention overpowers it. So I don't need to say love and light because that just kind of seems, it reminds me of like before the Pleiadians went rogue. Like it has that kind of vibe to it. Like you don't need to like reiterate love and light if you're not feeling like saying that. Sometimes I do feel like love and light. Like yes, sometimes I do feel like that. And maybe I'll say it when I feel called to. At the end of certain videos. Like I don't need a catchphrase at the end, The hybrid children are coming soon though. It is nice to say because I like planting that seed to people. In case you guys are wondering what I'm looking at, I try to draw this picture of clairvoyance with some stars next to her and a rainbow behind her and the Pleiadian mother behind her and just kind of like a cute little chubby face and wavy hair like me, and then the eyes that are like not perfect. They're like perfectly imperfect, kind of crossed a little bit. And then this is a really weird drawing of Draco. I feel like it's not very accurate. I feel like the drawing of his dad is more accurate. But Draco's got like this smirk. His dad is more reptilian looking. He's the hybrid, obviously. And I don't know. There's like these other people here. Just this kind of like pattern cave lighting source in the background. But I drew those before hopping on here. Just to kind of connect more because I've had this same message for years now. So the 5th video I posted on YouTube was about the hybrid kids, the hybrid children program. You can find other videos on YouTube about it. This is how I got into extraterrestrials, was through these experiences of these hybrid kids. And I was like, okay, if humans are having kids with aliens, then aliens are real. That's how I got into aliens, was through the hybrid children program first. There's other people who talk about it. Bridget Nielsen has talked about it. And this is kind of a perfect example of somebody who was making quite a few videos on the hybrid phenomena. And now she doesn't really talk about it, and she's branching out and talking about all of these other important things, divine feminine and masculinity, being true to yourself on your spiritual path, getting into holistic medicines and herbs and essential oils and these wonderful things, and going outside in nature and connecting with the earth's chakras and connecting with yourself and just listening to your intuition, healing your ancestral wounds and family constellation work, like eating intuitively and being in tune with your body and your menstrual cycle and all of these amazing things she talks about now. I can't even say enough like how much I appreciate her and what she's doing. And it's amazing how as I've evolved, she's evolved as well. And there's not often content creators, people that you can say that about. So she's been somebody who I've enjoyed watching this whole time. I never really drifted away from, because when I was branching out into other things, so was she. So I appreciate that she has never niched down, because that's something that I'm proud of myself for not doing, because I don't want to niche down. When I started my YouTube channel, everybody said, you know, you need to pick. Are you going to talk about aliens? Are you going to talk about astrology? Are you going to talk about holistic health? Like, what are you going to talk about? I'm like, no, I'm going to talk about all of them. Whatever I feel like in this scientific spirituality category, it's this huge thing that, like, you know, I'm not going to put a label on. I'm not going to niche down. Like, it's going to be about all of it. I have all of these different video ideas. That's what it's going to be about. So anyways, I had these other videos about meeting Draco, about meeting clairvoyants and their other parents. So I have those videos. The meeting my hybrid son and reptilian baby daddy video is one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. Meeting my hybrid daughter and ET baby mama is also kind of up there. So I made those videos, I mean, when I was pregnant in the early stages with my human son. So they're like 5 years old, those videos. You know, that's, in the grand scheme of things, that was near the beginning of my YouTube channel, was when I got pregnant with a human baby and made those videos about my hybrid son and daughter. So during the filming of those videos, I don't know if I said that I wasn't going to talk about them as much anymore in those videos or not, but that was when I got the download. I think when I was making the video about Draco in specific, that I need to focus on myself. And so I've had that understanding ever since. I might have said it at the end of that video. I'm not really sure. I haven't watched it in years. But I just had this understanding that, yes, like, the hybrid children are real. They are here. They are coming soon. I still believe that. I still believe that. I really don't want to put a number on it, but I'm going to put a guesstimate of 2032, 2033, 2034, that we're going to see more of that. Okay, the reason why is because I asked my rods, and that's what the rods said, but also just I have kind of had this intuitive feeling that, you know, I thought lots was going to happen in 2024, 2025, and I mean, it did. 2026, 2027, 2028, I think we're going to see more. 2029, 2030, I feel like it's going to kind of die down. Not much is going to happen. And 2031. But then 2032, I'm going to see more. 2033, 2034, 2035, the world is going to see more. So that's kind of the time scale that I'm feeling now after reevaluating the time scale. Because years ago, I was like, 2024, crazy shit's going to happen. It really did, though. So we're still working towards this, and that time scale might fan out even more. I've heard some people talking more so along the lines of 2050 things are really gonna happen. I feel like at that point, I don't even know, I can't fathom that far away, if I'm being completely honest. I hope to have tree houses and stuff like that by then, but I'm trying not to have any expectations. I'm hoping to get land, to facilitate this like safe space for ET contact, for humans and stuff who need help, who want a peaceful place to live. Like, it's not all about having the aliens come to Earth. That's the whole point of this video, is to not focus on that right now. Focus on what you can control right now in your life. You don't need to go crazy researching all these different alien races. If you want to get into it more, to satisfy that itch that you have at the beginning, do it. But after you do that, you need to progress in these other areas, what you feel interested in, okay? If you want to look into astrology, human design, numerology, do that. What you really need to be doing is learning survival skills, prepping, stuff like that. Eco-friendly things, knowing what toxins are in what products and how to pick a better alternative for that so your body can be healthy. Getting into holistic medicine, it's in the same category. Literally all of those things connect because that's sustainability, that's self-sufficiency, that's stepping away from the government, stepping away from big corporations, coming into new earth. That's what you have to do to get there. So having hybrid children and focusing on yourself, focusing on what you can control to step into this new earth is what we're meant to be doing right now. Whenever I try to connect with literally any star family, yet alone the hybrid kids, that's what they tell me to do. They say, Sydney, you already know what you need to do. Go do it. Why are you even trying to meditate and contact us right now? Go do what you need to do. You already know it. You have that knowing within you. There's no reason really to reach out to us right now. You know what you have to do. Go do it. Whenever I try to do that, that's what happens now. Occasionally, I'll have the feeling to look at certain stars, which I feel like are these Horcruxes that contain certain energy and certain codes. So even if there's not really races living out there and they're more so on Earth, beyond Antarctica or something, that star is still a Horcrux for that space. So that's why it still makes sense. I have a whole video on that because it makes sense to me either way. If they're really out there in these stars, or if the star is just like a Horcrux for this place on Earth that's farther away. They both make sense to me. So whatever way you want to view it, you can connect with certain beings through that. But what I wanted to say is it's really important to focus on self-sufficiency, survival skills, holistic medicine, eco-friendliness, any other spiritual thing that you are passionate about that you want to get into. Literally any hobby that you want to get into, do that. That's what the hybrid kids want to see you doing right now. That's what Draco told me to do. That's what clairvoyance told me to do. That's why I'm not trying to talk to them and to connect with them, even though I drew these pictures and it was very intuitive where I put all of their facial features and everything on here. It was very intuitive. You can do that if you want. But I'm not here thinking about them every day. I'm raising my human son because he's here on Earth right now, and that's what I'm supposed to do. And I'm doing things in my control to progress as a person and to help this world, this Earth, this society progress as a whole, okay? So that way it can be peaceful enough for them to come here. I just did a reading with my copper dowsing rods, and I realized that there's some kind of sketchy shit in the ground by my mom's house that isn't ideal for them to come here. But that other places, my dad's house, cemetery nearby, even gazebo nearby my mom's house that's got okay ground, and that the stuff in the air doesn't affect them as much as the sketchy stuff in the ground. And the city I live in has done sketchy stuff to the ground lately that might be affecting that. So that's just something to think about. But the whole point of this video is to focus on yourself, do what you feel called to do, and that's how the hybrid kids will come to Earth. If you want to make it sooner, you can't get fixated on making it sooner. That's step number one to make it further away, is to fixate on making it sooner. No, just focus on yourself and it'll happen. It'll happen once we are secure without it happening. I feel like I'm at a spot where I'm secure without it happening. I would love to meet clairvoyance and Draco one day, but I don't need to. I would love for lots of ETs to come down to Earth, but I don't need them to, Once we all kind of get to that spot where we think, yes, it would be so cool, but we're not fixated on having it happen for real, I do believe that's when it will, because that's how you manifest any person into your life. You be secure without them, and then they come to you, and it's amazing. That's how manifesting works. Take realistic steps in your life to better yourself, to make yourself more happy, to make yourself more self-sufficient. I just wanted to say real quick that there are amazing Facebook groups. There's Art of Your Hybrid Child Facebook group that I really enjoy. I don't post in it very much. To be honest, other people don't post in it very much, and a lot of it is these like AI created pictures of hybrid looking kids, and I find them comforting to look at sometimes, emotional to look at sometimes, but occasionally people will post stories and it's really, heartwarming. I have an amazing friend who made these hybrid children are coming soon t-shirts that I still have in my closet and I love. And a lot of the times they will send me videos of Bashar or certain channelers talking about the hybrid kids, because I do enjoy watching those sometimes. It is okay to do this when you feel called to do it. When you see a cool video pop up, you can watch it. That is okay. I'm just saying, don't forget to create. Don't forget to live in your own excitement and do things to progress and make yourself more self-sufficient, because that is what's really going to allow these hybrid kids to come and to integrate into life on Earth and not just come and visit and leave, because that would still be cool. But the goal is not that. That's why they're not here yet, because the goal is to integrate into society, be the transition for open contact with other extraterrestrials, okay? There are children, there literally are DNA, if that's even a real thing. They have our energetics within them. Like, we are some of their parents. Some of them have multiple parents. I have other videos on this and more of the details of these hybrid kids. But that's part of why they were created. Sure, they were created to help continue on the Grey Zeta race, these other races as well, because we have them within us, so we're a good match for that. But also they were created to help integrate Earth into this new level of open contact, to enter into the Galactic Federation again. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it brought you excitement. I hope it inspired you to get out there and research what you're passionate about, what you're curious about, what you're interested in, and progress yourself. Peace out, love and light, and those hybrid children are coming soon.